I'm Bert Brocker, head coach of your Texan dealerships. Here to my right, Mr. Gerald McNeil, Mr. Rob Lynch. Take it away, Rob.
All right, guys. Hey, we're here at Turner Stadium, Texan Live, and we've got a big one here because this has playoff ramifications written all over it. And unfortunately, for these two guys sitting in front of us, we have them as guests tonight. They were both injured last week, I believe it was, and we have C.J. Jackson, a slugger, first baseman, and football player, and we have DeAndre Chapman, a running back. Hey, guys, we're glad you're here to join us, but don't really like the circumstances. Tell us about the chances here at Summer Creek tonight and how important this game is.
This game is pretty important for us. This game is pretty important because if we win, we'll look like we clinch a spot in the playoffs. So, we're playing a very good opponent tonight. We know they beat Katy. Just want to come out and play hard and see what happens for us.
CJ, tell me a little bit about last week. A little surprising. I know you got a chance. You guys are coming off a loss, and it was your opponent's first district win. So tell us a little bit about what happened last week and what you're looking for. Because to me, I'm thinking you guys are going to be pretty pumped up coming into this week.
Oh yeah, yes sir. Last week we're really down on players. We had a lot of injuries this year. We had a lot of tough injuries. Half our O-line really don't even practice during the week because we're hurt. Last week College Park came out and just played a great football game. The defense was great. Their offense was working on all, special teams kind of hurt us a little bit, but we still tried to, maintain, but we just couldn't pull it out just in, having the firepower to come out and just win the game.
And this is a very tough time of the year because there's two different things. It's called being hurt. Everybody's hurt during this time, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But if you're saying I'm injured, then boy, that means I'm sitting up in the stands like the two of you guys. So you guys are injured tonight.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of your teammates probably would be playing hurt.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about what you're expecting out of. And I think tonight is senior night.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about senior night and what you're kind of expecting out of the crowd. And I think you said a little bit about our band. So I'm hoping our band is going to show up a little bit.
Yes, sir. Last week, unfortunately, our band went on to areas, and so they had to go.
Oh, they were in competition.
Yeah, they're in competition. They went and did a good job, and I think that kind of hurt the tempo a little bit because we're so used to the band being there, pumping up the crowd a little bit. But tonight's senior night, our seniors the last time to be over to play on Turner Field. Unless we get a playoff game here. But I think our seniors are going to come out, play as hard as we can, like we do every night. Our parents are going to be here, rooting us on, just want us to get this last win on Turner Field. So we'll come out and play hard.
All right, DeAndre. CJ, hand it over to Deontay. Deontay, you guys both were probably a big part of the playoff run that Summer Creek went through last year. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, it was a great experience for us being like the underclassmen, being juniors, and we just wanted to come out this year and become leaders, moving on from last year, and just leading the team that we have now for this year.
After playing, I want you to tell me one of the things that you learned by making the playoffs. What makes the playoffs a little different when the season's over with and you're taking that next step? What can you tell some of your underclassmen and some of the fans out there about the playoff and the intensity during the playoffs?
It's a lot more upbeat, a lot more up-tempo and faster, and that's really about it. It's just the game is faster. Everything is faster.
Because they're going to get in trouble, so let them get down there.
All right. Well, listen, thank you guys both for coming up and share a little bit. Hopefully we get a chance to visit with you again. That means we're getting into the playoffs, right, guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good luck tonight, guys.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here at Turner Stadium, Texan Live, right here tonight. Summer Creek Woodlands. This is a big one right here tonight. We've talked about it earlier. But right now, the Summer Creek Starlets, we have Elizabeth Harmon and Shay Grayson joining us live right here. Shay, tell us a little bit about the Starlets and what we have planned here tonight.
Tonight we're dancing with our dads. The theme is superhero themes, and we've been working really hard. Over a week or two, we've been working with our dads. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait. Did you say, so we're going to get some dancing, just like Dancing with the Stars, but you're going to be with your dad, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I need to know, or some of the dads, can they cut what we used to call it cut a rug. So we got a couple of good steps with the dads?
Yes, they're cutting up this time.
Oh, I can't wait
Can
to
I
see
send
that.
Gerald out there with y'all
I'm
tonight and just
telling
see
you
what
right
he's
now,
got?
I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be very interesting. And I know some of y'all have taught, your dads a few more steps, to bring them out of that old school kind
I
of
bet
genre.
the dads have learned a lot here
I
tonight.
bet
Is that
they
right?
have. There is
Hey, let's
absolutely
talk
no
to
doubt.
Elizabeth Harmon here now. Elizabeth, tell us what this purple hat's for. Why you get to wear a purple hat and I have a black one on and Gerald has a white one on. Why do you wear the purple hat?
Well, in the spring I tried out to be a military officer, and I made co-captain. We have 4 military officers. The captain is wearing gold, and the first and second lieutenant are also wearing the same purple hat that I am, but they're seniors. So.
Oh, well, that's outstanding. I'm going to give a shout out to the military since you say that. I'm a military brat. I was born over in Germany. My dad was in 38 years. And listen, the military, if you stay the course, okay, when you're talking about further now, then they give free education and you can kind of go back and do a lot with the military. So I always have to give a shout out to our military forces, and that's a very, very good thing.
Hey, now, Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about the time you guys put in. You start in the middle of the summertime.
Yeah.
You're out on that hot pavement. We've talked about that before. The football team, they're on the football field. You guys are out in the parking lot, right? Tell us about that and how many hours you guys put in on this.
Well, starting in we practice for 2 weeks in the summer before school starts, and then once school starts, we practice from 3 o'clock to 4:30 every single day after school.
That's a lot of time you guys are putting in on that, and we admire that. That's a lot of hard work, a lot harder than me and GMAC ever worked.
That's a lot of hard work. And tell me a little bit about how do you guys handle injuries? Because that's a lot of practice. And obviously, we're always talking about the heat exhaustion, and you guys are in the parking lot. Do you tend to have a lot of, injuries, pull muscles, stretched abdomen, something of that nature? What kind of injuries do you guys kind of occur during the year?
Well, usually we don't really have too many injuries.
Okay. So you do a lot of good warm-up stretches?
Yes, we do. Every single time we practice, we stretch before.
Oh, that's outstanding. So a lot of preventative maintenance, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, I would have to say, I know we got some special things lined up because you heard the two young men before, CJ and Deontay. They said they kind of missed, having some of y'all out there, with the cheers. So what do we have in store for, we're going to call this senior night today. So what can everybody kind of look? We got some special routines. I know the dads are going to be part of one, but what else do we kind of be looking forward to that I can give, some of our young guys some encouragement tonight?
Well, like every game, we're going to have a lot of energy in the stands.
A lot of energy.
And we're going to be doing our stand routines with our band, and we also have victory lines.
Victory line.
Yes.
Tell us a victory line. Tell us what a victory line is.
Well, right before the game starts, we stand by the touchdown area.
End zone.
Gotcha.
And we when the band plays our school song, we dance to it, and whenever they play our fight song, the football players run through us, and we do our dance to that also.
I can just imagine the football players get up for that routine. That probably is one of the things that they kind of look forward to.
All right, now I have to ask you this. I have to ask both of you this. Who is your 2 favorite football players on the team? Everybody's got a favorite football player, and who is it? Don't think about it.
There's not really a favorite because we have a lot of good football players, so I wouldn't really have a favorite.
Okay, well, I
Just
gotta
the
know.
Coach Ford, right?
I've got something else to ask them. Oh, man, back in 1978, 79, you young ladies of Starlet, we used to have a buddy. So every football player had a buddy. And then once a week, or maybe, it was once a week, every like Thursday or Friday, you would give your buddy a surprise, and it would be sometime a basket of fruit, some candy. You would bake cookies, or do we still do that sometimes?
We actually did it for homecoming week.
did it
We
for
decorated
homecoming.
the lockers and
See
put
that?
stuff
I'm
in
not that old.
Well, then tell us who your locker,
Tell
whose
me who
locker
you
did
like.
you decorate?
it. Ladarian Walker, he's number 34. He's not playing tonight, but that's my boyfriend, so I had
Okay.
decorated his
Well, then
locker.
that's your favorite football
Oh, yeah,
player
we
for
better
crying
make
out
sure.
loud.
We better make sure and say he's your favorite. There's no
No.
question. That's going to be good. Well, listen, I can guarantee you that the guys really appreciate that. After 40 years, I remember that, and that was a big thing. And the guys really get up for that, and they love that because all the work that you guys do, and especially all the hard work and the cupcakes and the donuts and all that stuff. So they really, really, that's one of the high points, of their year. So continue the good work on that. And I know all the guys. I look forward to kind of seeing you guys cheer a little bit. It looked like the rest of your group is warming up over there. So you guys have a very good evening too.
All right,
Okay?
Elizabeth Shea, thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
with
for
us, and
coming
good
by.
luck tonight. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the playoffs.
All right? All right, thanks.
All right, we're back here at Turner Stadium once again, and tonight we have two junior cheerleaders, senior night. They're down on the field right now. We have Kelsey Cannon and Madison Berry joining us here tonight. And Kelsey, Madison, tell us what it's like to be on this cheerleading team, getting ready to go to the playoffs. Talk a little bit about the spirit in the school right now.
Maryland, and
Well, we're really
Willie
excited.
Claiborne.
It's our, first year that we're kind of undecided that whether we're going into the playoffs or
Madison
not.
Dawson,
But we're really excited
accompanied
either
by
way.
his mom and dad,
Being on this cheer team,
Stacy and
we're really
Robert
serious about
Dawson.
cheerleading, even though some people don't think it's a sport, but like we take it very serious.
Martin Dornan.
We think it's a sport.
Good.
Accompanied by
Okay,
his
good.
mom
Let
and
me tell
dad,
you, it's a sport.
Angela
Okay, see, I feel the
Murray
same.
I have
Dornan.
seen how much energy that you guys put in.
Yes.
There's a lot of injury involved.
Ron
Oh, yeah.
Everett,
There's a lot of
accompanied
emotion.
by his
Definitely.
mom and dad.
I've seen
Sorry, his
competition.
mom,
Anytime we got a
Crystal
competition
Collins.
like that,
Right.
being the past football players that we've been in the past, trust me, you guys
Yeah.
have a lot of
Hamilton.
energy.
Exactly.
Accompanied
this is
by his
something
mom
that
and
I want
dad,
you to kind of briefly share
Lawana
something with
and
us.
Taurus
The two gentlemen were hurt.
Hamilton.
I think it was Deontay
Yes.
Chapman and also CJ. They said they kind of missed
Victor
the
Hanks,
They missed being pumped
accompanied
up
by
last
his
week.
father,
Yeah.
And that gave,
Victor Hanks Sr.
Last week, it gave them their first district win.
Right.
So, I mean, they were really, really getting
Javion Honore, accompanied by his mother and father, Sonia and Reginald Honore.
And especially during like the first quarter to going into halftime, when you know that team
Christopher Jackson, accompanied by his mom and dad, Sean and Christopher Jackson.
Last week the game was really awkward without the band, so I would say like having the band is important and like focusing on them.
Jacob Jordan, accompanied by his mom.
I don't know. I guess like during
Francine Jordan.
halftime, that's whenever we need to pump them up. Like not during halftime, before halftime is whenever we need to pump them up the most because, like, if they're not doing well before
Lewis,
halftime, that gives the coach the
accompanied
chance
by his
to
mom,
encourage them while we're performing, or while the
Kayla
band and the
Watson.
Starlets are performing. They go in the locker room and they get pumped up. But like it's good for us to do it also.
Jacob Jordan.
All right, now let me ask you, did we have a pep rally today?
Tracy Jordan.
We were supposed to. We planned on having a pep rally, and I guess with all the commotion with senior night going on tonight, kind of just we had to
Isaiah
cancel
Lilly.
it just because like there was so much going on
Accompanied
already.
by
But
his
we plan to have
mom,
another pep rally for our
Celeste
last
Lilly.
district game next week. So we'll
Who
see
is
how
that
it goes.
against? Do you know?
Oak Ridge.
Okay, and we have to beat Oak Ridge
We
as well.
have to beat Oak Ridge.
Right.
We have to beat Oak Ridge.
All right, you see your cheerleading buddies down there making faces at you.
That was a
Warren.
great
We'd
answer,
also
okay?
like to
Because
add
all the
Christian
players,
is
especially
also
going into
the
halftime,
senior
coming out
class
in the third quarter,
historian.
going into the fourth quarter, those are key points.
Right.
So it's amazing that y'all realize
Isaiah
that and you know
Martinez.
that. That's when you really want the
Accompanied
most
by
energy
his
because
mom and
it can
dad,
do a lot of
Maybelline
determination and
and
outcome of the
Elvis
game.
All right, now
Martinez.
let's talk a little bit about that. A lot of people don't realize the time and effort you guys
Julius
put in
Perkins,
to cheer. I mean,
accompanied
it's
by
it's
his
not
mom
just
and dad,
football season. You guys do
Vicky
go through
and
summer,
Robert
you go through
Perkins.
cheer camps, you go through tumbling. Tell us about that.
How long is the camp?
Jordan
The
Roberts,
camp is usually
accompanied by his mom.
yeah, it's usually from
Tasha
Sunday to
Roberts.
Thursday, and
4 days.
we typically leave on Father's Day every year, unfortunately.
Ah.
But we go to Moody Gardens, and it's pretty
Esteban
much we get up at 7,
Sanchez.
and we're not back in the hotel rooms until 11.
Accompanied by his mom.
11 that evening.
Soledad
Yes, sir.
Ramirez.
We have a break in
That's a
between.
long day.
Yes, we
That's
have
a
a break
long
in
day.
between, but it's just go, go, go. And with practices, we have the week
Michael
before cheer camp, we
Scafuri.
have it the week before school
Accompanied
ends.
by his
So
mom,
like we try out in March,
Kathy
and then we have
Scafuri.
practice the week before school ends, and then the week before camp, and then we have camp, and then the week before school starts, we'll have camp or practice.
Wow.
Pretty much like a camp
So,
all over.
so it's pretty
Devil.
much your two-a-days.
Accompanied
Have you ever heard
by
of
his
two-a-days
mom
for the
and
guys?
dad,
So this would be
Scott
compared to
Settle
two-a-days
and
for you
Tina
guys,
Holt.
right? Because it's non-stop, just all the time
And then
repetition.
7th period.
Now, when did you guys
Wow.
start cheer? How old were
That's a
you when
good
you
question.
started cheer?
Well,
Cedric Taylor.
I've been cheering
Accompanied
since
by his mom,
as
dad,
long as
and
I can
sister,
remember.
Markeisha,
it's
Cedric,
my
and
life.
Camille
I
Taylor.
used to do it outside of school until my gym got sold, and so I'm not doing it this year. I really miss it. but-
Dominic Tyler.
And then this is my second year on
Accompanied by his
varsity.
mom,
So you
Lakeisha
come with a lot
Jones.
of experience then.
Yes, sir.
You kind of can tell everybody else about the hard work and all the stuff.
And how
that
about
we have to go
Madison? How long has Madison been doing this?
Well, I mean, I wasn't on
Christian
competitive
White.
cheer like
Right.
she was, but like I did start cheering when I was around
Accompanied by
5 years
his
old with
mom and dad,
Upward and like
Sabrina
little
and
like with the church
Stephen
and things
White.
like that. But really with the school, I've been cheering since I was in the 7th grade. So
All right, now is there any plans to do it once you get in
And
college?
last but not least, from
Good
our
question.
football team,
I have considered it.
Tremaine Wilson.
I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I do love it. I love doing it. I especially love cheering for this team and with my team. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it.
I think cheering has to be a passion, just like
Yes,
football and any
for
other
sure.
sport that's out there. It's in your blood, right?
Right.
Okay, so even
Next,
if
our
you don't go on and
athletic
cheer,
trainer. Right.
you're gonna be a little bit kind
Ariel
of passive to when you see the
Right.
cheerleaders, right?
Like, you know,
You're gonna
a
kind
little
of.
bit,
There's
like,
no doubt.
I
I
miss
like
it,
that.
you know?
Of
Yeah.
course, there's no
All right,
doubt.
now I have to do this before we're going to let you guys go because I know there's a lot going on. You guys need to be a part of it. Now, if we ask you to do a duet as a cheer, could you do that
Kenneth
for us? The
Boone.
favorite
Oh, yeah.
cheer that you guys do. You guys could do that, couldn't you?
Kenneth
All right, we want to hear it. You guys pick it out, and we're ready to go when you are.
All right.
Ready?
We did crash on it last time, but
It doesn't matter.
Adrian
Do it again.
Nice and loud.
All right, here we go.
Accompanied by her mother and father,
Get up,
Alvin
get up,
and
get
Vinia
loud.
Burnside.
Crowd, shout it out. Get up, get loud. Yell, go. Go. Crowd,
Elena
shout it out.
Haney.
Get up, get loud. Yell, Bulldogs. Bulldogs. Get up, get loud. Yell, go. Bulldogs. Go. Bulldogs. Go. Bulldogs. Let's go, Summer Creek.
All right, Kelsey, Madison, appreciate you guys coming on. Good luck tonight.
So much.
And that,
That was
chorus
outstanding.
down there.
Outstanding.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for coming back. Okay.
Accompanied
Bye-bye.
by her Lisa Matthews.
All right, Turner Stadium. It's Friday night. That means Doc Talk.
Willie Morgan,
I'm Rob Lynch, Gerald McNeil. We're joined here from Memorial Herman,
Tamara
Dr.
and
Mike
Willie
Cusick,
Morgan.
and we've got Cusick. And we're joined here. We're going to talk a little bit. This is an injury that I've wondered about a lot of times, Dr. Cusick. I've always wondered how baseball guys could hurt their shoulders, and a softball girl can stand out there and pitch 300 pitches and her shoulder never be bothered. We're going to talk tonight about shoulder injuries in different sports, and go ahead and start with that one right there, because that's a mystery to me.
Right, yeah, we a lot of overhead throwing athletes, as you guys are well aware of the pitch count, and we've done a lot better job at keeping track of how many pitches and how we're overthrowing our young athletes at an early age, and that's helped us with a lot of these injuries. But actually we see it a lot more commonly, labral type injuries in overhead throwing athletes, but we're starting to see softball players even.
Really?
Yeah, even softball players with an underhand motion will still come in with pain at the end of a release of a fast underhand throw. And so probably some of the same things are in play there, but obviously the overhead thrower is at a higher risk for those types of injuries.
While we're still on baseball, I know Gerald's got some questions about some football quarterbacks, but while we're still on baseball, the World Series is fresh on our mind. We just saw Madison Bumgarner on 2 days rest come and pitch 5 innings. I'm not asking you to tell me if that was right, wrong, or indifferent, but I just want you to tell me, is that how the injuries are caused, or?
So I think that's, you're right. I don't know if that was just adrenaline or what gets that going, but yeah, the back-to-back throws, the number of total pitches, and also really throwing mechanics are critical. So any time that you're getting out lateral away from your body, your arms dropping low, or your forearms getting below the level of your elbow, so your sidearm throwers, if you follow those guys, they will end up with elbow pain and potential shoulder injury. So throwing mechanics are critical.
It's funny you say that about mechanics, and I know how important that is. And you hear people say now that the video camera has changed sports more than anything, and I guess that's right, because you can monitor mechanics in everything, in football, softball, everything.
Yeah, and so we focus, or we've looked in the past at, because you see these incredible pitchers with those low releases, and we just tell at least high school kids early, I mean, those are really fortunate players, and 9 or 10 out of 10 of those low throwers like that are going to have an injury, so we try to change their mechanics early and retrain them to throw properly so that they don't put so much stress across their elbow.
It's the torque on that.
The torque across the inside of the elbow when they release from that low release point is sooner or later going to give you a problem, and it's predictable. It's predictable.
It's interesting. I watched the game with my neighbor. He's a pitcher, pro pitcher back in the day, and I asked him. He said the normal rotation was about 5 days. So they would come in, they would throw, and then they'd be off for 24 to 36 hours. But then it was interesting. He said that they would come back and actually throw and warm up an actual game before they went into their next start. So I always thought that was a little, different.
Yeah.
But he said, just getting in the groove, more than anything, your body got used to that, and it was hard to get the body away from it.
Yeah, I mean, and they have obviously, those guys are at the elite level, but certainly for our high school athletes and we really have to monitor their total numbers to avoid some of these, because a lot of them are just overuse injuries.
I do have one question too. Tell me about the strength of the players now, because one interesting thing now is that the size of the guys now, quarterbacks, our pitchers, especially our girls, and I'm an umpire in the girls softball. These girls are big. I'm talking about they are monsters. Do you see that either being a hindrance, does it help them, but they're so strong now? Does that play into some of the motions also?
So I see. I mean, particularly in football, in Texas high school football. I mean, these kids are big, and they're you played, and there were more normal looking athletes that were just happened to be athletic, and now these kids are huge. And I think it's certainly, if anybody that sits down here on the sideline like we do can see the hits that are being delivered out here, and it's dangerous, So yeah, I think that definitely is playing into a part of some of these injuries that we're seeing.
Let me ask you, while we're talking about football, because It used to be a quarterback, both in college, high school, and professional, would throw the ball maybe 10 or 15 times a game. Now they're throwing it 50, sometimes 60 times a game, and sometimes they throw it almost on every down. Are you starting to see injuries from the quarterbacks with the shoulder injuries?
Yeah, so we've seen a couple of quarterbacks. It's interesting. We see throwing injuries from the quarterbacks as far as like biceps, labral type injuries, but also we see, because all these the push towards the mobile quarterback, see a lot of knee injuries and ankle injuries from quarterbacks rolling out of the pocket and taking hits. And I just saw a kid the other day that had a knee injury rolling out of the pocket and got smoked by
the throwing motion for a quarterback, to me, seems a little bit, we talked about mechanics, but it seems a little bit more awkward if he's on the run, because everybody is moving out of the pocket now. And that motion seems awkward to me, even more so than a pitching motion.
Yeah, and if they're throwing hard across their body back to the other side of the field, that's an awkward throw for them, and it can put their shoulder in it, so and again, it's mainly repetitions, and like you said, they're throwing more and more often, so they're more at risk for that type of injury.
Is it pretty much the same theory though? The higher and the less one? When you really bring that, when you're kind of snapping those throws?
Yeah, same thing applies. I mean, I think in baseball, because you're just generating such velocity and such torque that you're more prone to that. But sure, if a football player is going through that many motions, we also see a lot of AC injuries, and they come down hard on that shoulder, they get hit by a lineman, and they separate their shoulder. So we see that very commonly.
Let's talk about the curveball in baseball, because that's one question that everybody has, is when do they start throwing the curveball? Well, now kids are 12 years old and they're 6'1", 180 pounds. When do you start saying, okay, it's okay to practice that curveball?
Yeah, so I think that's a good question, and I think it's still that's still the verdict's somewhat out with that. I think that to a certain extent you have to go with what your body feels and how that pitcher's feeling. There were some people that said before your physes, before your growth plates are completely closed, then maybe you should avoid throwing that. I don't know that we have that strong of a stance on that anymore. We certainly want to mix their pitches up and not depend heavily on the curve the younger they are. But I think it's a little bit of feeling out that particular pitcher and seeing how he's tolerating that.
What do you think coming in the near future? Because one thing that I know is true. Our medical technology is vastly improved. So do you see us developing something, whether it's sleeve, and I know they work different things, sleeve, arm, or do you actually see, coming up where they're going to develop something that may kind of, help from some of the injuries, especially when we have young kids. I know we're getting to the pro level, it's a different ballgame, but I'm talking about in high school and leading up to that. Do you think?
I don't know about a protective sleeve per se. I mean, I know we talked before about PRP and some of these other therapies, and those may end up proving to be, and there's some early studies that say those could be really promising. So those may end up really being a critical part of healing some of these overuse type injuries.
What's the newest thing you're seeing right now in shoulder injuries for an athlete? I mean, I know there's the latest and greatest and newest and the best. What's the new thing for treating shoulders? Is there anything out there? Or is it still basically just same old strength and conditioning?
Yeah, so I mean, I think we've gotten a little bit more aggressive about, depending on the type of injury that you have, a mainstay is always going to be physical therapy and strengthening. Biceps, labral type injuries, we're a little bit more aggressive surgically with those these days if they keep nagging an athlete. And of course, shoulder dislocations, we've gotten fairly, pretty much one dislocation, and we'll consider doing something operative for you to stabilize your shoulder.
How is the water and the water aerobics, is that coming along to be a part? I do know that towards the end of my career, we used to get submerged in the water quite a bit. A lot of swimming, and it was a poor swimmer, by the way. So, I mean, that was coming into play. So, are we starting to see some of that?
Yeah, I mean, hydrotherapy is important for athletes, and it offers just an alternative modality for, particularly, again, we use that a lot in lower extremity injuries, or if you're recovering from an ACL or you're recovering from something where you want to work your muscles in a reduced weight environment, so you don't have to put so much weight on your ankle fracture, et cetera. That can be really helpful for that type of stuff.
I can tell you how really, I got to say how dumb we used to be back in 1960s and 70s. Just think about it. You're taking all that weight, you're coming down on that knee, you're trying to get it strong, as opposed to getting in the pool, flotation, putting the vest on, and still working that. And that's some of the things that I said that it was amazing. I'm like, well, golly, I probably did my body a lot worse earlier than I did, towards the end of my career.
Yeah, and we've honed in on the therapy too. It's the specific, very specific things for specific injuries. We've gotten better about what we need to focus on and what we need to get stronger, particularly with things like ACLs. We have a very honed therapy program, and we know exactly where the kid needs to be before they can get back out on the field.
And a high success rate of recovery too.
Yes,
that's the good thing.
Absolutely,
big time.
Absolutely.
Oh,
we're getting better.
Oh, you're getting a lot better.
Getting a whole lot
I
better.
wish I'd have
Memorial Herman's getting a lot better. And, what a great partner you guys have been for us here at Texan Live. And let's talk, before we let you go, let's talk one more time because this is one of the favorite things I like to talk about, and that's the thing you guys do on Saturday morning for the kids over at the clinic. Let's talk real quick about that, and we'll let you get out of here. But we really enjoyed with you guys this football season.
Well, no, we appreciate it. We're happy to be here, and we enjoy getting out here and watching good Texas high school football.
That's great.
So, but yeah, we have our injury clinic, and it's Saturday mornings. It's for a few hours each morning on a Saturday, and the idea when we started it was just to allow parents and kids and players another opportunity to get in and quickly see a doc without having to go to the emergency room.
All insurance is accepted.
All insurance is accepted. You can walk in, and we'll see you even, initially it was for just that acute injury Friday night, but we'll see anybody that with a sports injury that has a problem during the week, and they, maybe they're busy and they can't get in, so it offers the parents another opportunity.
What a great service by Memorial Herman. And now let's talk about where it is now, exactly where it is.
Yeah, so it's at it's in our building, our office connected to the Memorial Herman Northeast Hospital, right off of I-59 on the South Service Road. And so we're in the professional building. It's attached directly to the hospital. We're on the 4th floor, and our doors are open, so anybody can come by that has any sort of sports or athletic injury. We're happy to see them.
That's probably the best program that I've ever heard of, because it's giving knowledge to the parents and the kid, and then the more knowledge you are, the less scared you are.
And it's on a Saturday. They don't have to take off work. They can bring their athlete up there, and it's just a great thing. Dr. Cusick, enjoyed it. We got to get to us some football here tonight, and we appreciate you joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
What it's like to but I always and you might be lucky to see it. I think so. Unless y'all got somebody else you want. But yeah, no, the only thing we're missing is the fun run. But I don't know where they are.
Hold on, the fun run. Oh yeah. It's a color run.
I don't care if they want to do the color run.
If they want to do the fun run.
But I don't know where they are. I don't even know who's doing it.
We'll take a pass. Now, listen, we're going to stay here, right, Sean? What about did we get the right ones? Because that's what I'm going to concentrate on today. See if I can see. Normally, we used to have a couple of parents say, my son wears. So we can look for that.
You want to do that? I love being in the stands.
I love being in the
stands. Let's do that.
Let's try to see if we can get that done. I'm going to look around, so that's what I'm going to see.
Well, hold on, let me take your back off so I can be back in my, oh, that's a good thing. I want to have my gear on. Okay, are we going to do kids too? Just hit it right there. I'm here with my boy Rossi. Are we taking both of them? Who's got the camera?
Perfect. Rob. We got one right here. Rob, we got one right here. This was real nice because Mom and Dad have come out. He's in the 8th grade, and they're looking at what he may be going into to see who's interested, which is great. You
want one? Ready? Where's our camera?
See if you can pan it. Can you pan it?
Will it reach? There's not enough light. We don't have enough light.
No, what if we're right here?
Yeah, turn the lights around.
One more? Okay. Oh, this is great. No, this is fine.
No, if they turn the lights on, we'll be fine.
Yeah, right. I know we've got Jack and Mr. and Mrs.
Zelazinski.
Oh, why did you have to
I
do
love
that?
it. I love it.
How is he doing?
Zelazinski.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, Rob.
Nice to meet you, Marty Zelazinski.
Oh, that's great.
Whenever you're
Thumbs
ready.
up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right.
1, 2, 3.
Testing.
Okay, we're here with the Zelazinski family.
that's
That was
great.
pretty good.
That's pretty
a
good
victory
there,
right
Rob.
there, just that alone. and they're out here watching the Summer Creek game tonight and just seeing what we're up against in next year. Is that correct?
That's right. We look like we may have an 8th grader, and I want you to introduce yourself, young man, because everybody's kind of looking for you now.
I'm Jack Zelazinski.
Okay, and tell me the school you go to right now.
I go to Wood Creek Middle School.
Okay, and what position do you play?
I play offensive tackle and defensive tackle.
Offense and defensive tackle. So we're going to give a little bit of I guess this will be a pregame rep. So we want to see what they may look like, and maybe you might be interested in attending and playing ball for them next year. Is that correct? Oh, that's outstanding. How long have you lived in the area?
8 years.
8 years? So we're a mainstay.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yes.
great.
What kind of year did we have this year?
It was okay. He wants to know how your year was. Oh, yeah. Your football.
Not so good?
Yes.
Okay.
It was okay.
They went 4-3.
Well, that's a great.
That's not bad.
Wait a minute now. A winning season. That's a good year.
Yeah.
I think we get caught up in those 8-0s and things of that nature. That's a winning record, and that's a good football. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Outstanding.
Now, do
Outstanding.
you play anything else other than football?
Basketball, and I swim over the summer.
Do you swim? Are you on the local team?
Summer league team.
Okay. All right, that's good exercise. My brother makes all his baseball players do that. That's good exercise. Now, what do you play in basketball?
Center.
The biggest guy on the team? You have to believe that. All right. Hey, listen, we enjoyed you guys joining us.
I got one question.
Go ahead,
one
Jim.
question.
Okay.
I want to know with Mom and Dad, because it's always very exciting for young men to always have their parents involved. What do you always look for, and what excites you about being a part of the program if he steps up in high school?
With football, he's been doing it since he was 6. We just like the team camaraderie, the friends he makes, but also it's taught him a lot about growing up and being responsible.
That's great.
He's also worked out a couple summers at the strength and conditioning program at Summer Creek, so he knows Coach Ford and a lot of the coaches. So he's been there a few summers working out with everybody.
That's the most important part.
He really likes the coaches, and they're just really great. He has a good time every summer.
Oh, I can already tell he's ready to go at it.
He is.
There's no doubt about it. Now, I will tell you one thing that is very commending. To have your mom and dad part of anything that you're doing. Make sure that they're part. I mean, that is the biggest thing, because I'm going to tell you, that's the only thing I look for, always. If mom and dad was up there, I was okay. Okay, so best of luck, and I'm going to be looking forward to you. We're going to see if we can get you out, because the next time you're going to be up, that means you'll be part of the team. That means you get a chance to come up and visit, and then you'll be on camera. You'll be big man on stuff then. Okay. Big man on campus.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you for stopping by.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you for asking us. Thank you. It's nice meeting both of you.
Oh, you look great right here.
Okay, we're here. We're here for the football game, but there's more to just the football game than the guys on the field. There's also the Starlets, and we're joined by Jacqueline Jacobs here, and her daughter is a Starlet. Tell us what it's like. We know what the football moms and dads are like. Tell us what it's like to come out and watch your daughter perform at halftime, and just how important that is.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm not a big football fan, a huge Dan Starlet fan. The girls practice really hard.
Yes, they do. We were talking about that earlier.
How long their day is, because a lot of people don't know how long and hard that they do practice, whether it's the summertime or before school.
Well, but in the summertime, they start practicing almost a month before, a couple of weeks before, and there's a camp from sometimes, 7 to about 4 in the evenings. So we have to, all day. We finish up vacation early, and it's 7 to 4, and it's a week camp, and then a week before school starts, they start again. So it's a rigorous program, yeah.
And she loves it.
She loves it. She absolutely loves it. She started in middle school, practicing and taking private lessons to get her prepared for auditions her freshman year.
Okay, now what year is it for her?
Her second year, sophomore year. Sophomore year, yes.
She loves it.
She absolutely loves it.
She don't see any time soon that she's going to be retiring, right?
No. And it helps with everything with grades. She has to maintain I think a 3-point average. Yes, so they do check, yes. So I never have to worry about homework because dance is important. So yeah, she keeps the grades up. It's fantastic. Yes.
That is awesome.
Fantastic.
All right, Miss Jacobs, we appreciate you coming on. Good luck. What's your
Thank
daughter's
you.
name? Hold on, we can't let you. Yeah.
Alexis.
All right. Good luck, Alexis. Good luck, Miss Jacobs, and
Thank
we appreciate
you.
you coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Your attention, please. Your attention, please. The Sportsmanship League members from the Woodlands and from Summer Creek. Be on the sidelines at the 50 immediately after the opening announcements, and we'll get you to midfield. Thank you.
Can we get everybody? We can get everybody in.
She can stand if you want. She can stand right there, and you can stand right there.
We'll get you all in.
There you go.
Should we go down one? Step down one?
All right, for coming up, y'all get all the airtime. Oh, great. All
Good evening, everyone. Trick or treat. And a big bulldog welcome to the Woodland Highlanders, the head coach, Mark Smith, and you Highlander fans as we get ready for another big 16 6A matchup.
Yes.
Tomorrow we'll feature a doubleheader
Hey,
here at
let him go.
Turner
Let him
Stadium
finish.
as the
Let him
Kingwood
finish.
Mustangs celebrate
All right,
homecoming.
we're right here at Turner Stadium, and we've got Team Ballard with us here tonight. Now, we were sitting up here, and we were watching down there, finding somebody, and I said, gee, we got to find out who Team Ballard is and what this is all about. Tell us your name.
Kayla Ballard.
This is Amira Ballard. I'm Cedric Ballard.
I'm Cherie Coxon.
I'm Chloe Ballard.
I'm Ethan Irving.
Now, first I want to talk to you, Ethan. Now, there's a lot of pressure because this is Team Ballard. I see one great male, and you got another male right here, and a lot of sisters around, okay? So how do you survive? So it's a little tough. So
Football
now,
fans, it's
do
approaching
you
playoff
take a lot of good
time
lessons from them?
2014 high school
They're pretty
season.
good. Okay,
And
well
we'd
that's
like to
good,
take this
especially from my
opportunity
young
to
sister.
commend
Let
That's
me
great.
tell you, and I want to visit with you for a minute, but I truly admire what you guys are doing, coming out, showing the spirit. There's just not enough of this goes on in this community, in this country right now, and it's really just admirable to see you guys dress up, come out to the game, and just be a part of it. And tell us a little about what inspired you to do that.
for our kids.
We'll let Dad talk.
Well, we just wanted to make sure that our son knew that we supported him 100%. You know, it's been a long journey. He's been through a whole lot, and we're so proud of him. So we wanted to make sure he knew that we were with him all the way, from the beginning all the way up to now, and even when he goes further to college, we'll be with him then. But tonight is a special night because of all we've been through and all the experiences that we've had. He's just been a great son, so we wanted to show him that we love him like this.
And that is awesome, Dad. I'm gonna tell you, you could not have said that better.
I'm proud of you guys for doing what you're doing. Now, is he a senior?
Yes, he is. He's a senior.
I've got to tell you, in all the years, and you probably wouldn't know that, you look like a big ball player. There is nothing like turning around and having your family there. You can have 1,000 people here. They mean nothing. As long as my family's in, that's all I used to look for. And I played hard, and I loved every minute of it. So you guys are great inspiration, so keep up the good work. And, man, we sure appreciate having them. Now, I got to tell you, tell me one fun story that you can kind of remember of all the journey. One fun story on the game. Any game?
At this time, we
maybe the beginning of the game, or you covered a fumble, or you hit somebody. What's something that you remember that you came home and you teased him?
They always tease him about. It's the way he comes on the field every game. He's always the last one that trots out. He seems as though he's not interested until he gets on the field. And then, of course, he shows all that passion. But when he gets out there, it's almost like he's uninterested.
And listen, that's part of it. Everybody has something that they go through. And I guarantee you, he does it every time. Am I right?
Every time.
Every time. That's the way he gets up for the game. So, boy, golly, thank you guys for coming out. You're a beautiful family.
Beautiful family.
And I got to tell you now, just hang tight, okay? I know I've got some sisters. They're the best now. They listen, they're going to be bossy, but just get used to it. It's just the way of the world. All right?
All right.
Thank you guys for coming up and joining.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. From the visitor side of the field, let's introduce and please make welcome the 2014-2015 Woodlands High School varsity
That was live, what we just
under
did.
the direction
But you can go back
of
and see
Wendy
our
Spears.
That's great. You got a card?
Senior Emily Allen. Junior Mackenzie Allen. Senior Emma Becerra. Senior Sierra Cantwell.